Good morning, and thank you all for coming out. Real quick, I just really want to invite the community. I want to let them know that I am at a very, very, very important event today. I'm in front of the federal building, which is located at 75 Ted Turner Drive. And what has been taking place all this week is an immunity hearing. The immunity hearing is for the officers that killed my son, Jamarion Robinson, on August 5th, 2016. And I would like to invite the community, the people at home, out because you're needed here. It's very important that you attend this event. We will be here the rest of the week. Today is Thursday. We'll be here from 9 to 5. Friday, we'll be here from 9 to 5 as well. We need to let our voices be heard and let these government officials that are here, we have government officials here from Department of Justice as well as we have officials here from the Department of Justice as well as the U.S. government here standing in solidarity with the rogue officers that killed my son, Jamarion Robinson, on August 5th, 2016. What type of message is that sending to the people and the community? It's sending the message that it's okay to kill brown and black people here in the United States of America. And how very disheartening this is for me and my family to sit there and see these government officials from the DOJ, the U.S. government, stating that we stand with these officers. These officers were indicted October 2020. These officers were indicted October of 2021 on felony murder, aggravated assault, burglary, false statements, oath of an officer. With that being said, this immunity cannot happen. If these officers are granted immunity, that makes everything that I did, well, actually, they get away with murder. That's period. That's it. These officers, if they are granted immunity, they get away with murder. And we cannot let that happen in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. What I need for you to do, if you can't be here, I need for you to call. I need for you to get on the phone and make phone calls for me. Contact our senators, our commissioners, city council, who am I missing? Our state reps, and let them know that this immunity hearing is taking place here today and tomorrow, and that we, the citizens, we, the people, we will not no longer stand for police terrorism, police brutality, police violence. And if these officers are not granted immunity, that means this case sets precedence. And that means that the cases that will follow my case, they will have a chance at winning their case too as well. So again, I implore you, I invite you to come out and stand with me and my family as we go through this hearing for the next couple of days. Even if you only have an hour or two of your time to spare, that is so much needed. I appreciate your time, and thank you all so much for being here. I just kind of wanted to put that message out there to the people.
If the officers are granted immunity, why do you think this? Explain to us how it is getting away with murder.
You say explain, I'll say it again.
If the officers were to get granted immunity, explain to us how this would be getting away with murder.
Well, actually, granting them immunity is saying, okay, what you did was okay. We, the elected officials, we, the government, we, the DOJ, we are okay with that. So, and they're sending a clear message with just their presence by being here, sitting on it. And they were here actually the last time as well. They, one of the U.S. government officials stood up and spoke, stating that, hey, I'm here in support of these officers. We, the U.S. government, we stand in support of them. But to me, what kind of message is that sending to people like myself and other families that have been victims to police brutality? That's like saying, oh, it's okay to go around and kill black and brown kids, and you get a pass. You have a license to kill. We're giving you a license to kill brown and black people. Who's next? Who's to say who's next? Because I look at it like this: when police officers pull us over as brown and black people, they're not going to stop and ask me, hey, is your father a police officer? Is your dad a judge? Is your mother a judge? Is your mother a police officer? No, they're going to kill first and ask questions last. So that's what we're trying to prevent that from happening. Not only to myself, I have grandchildren, I have sons. I want to protect them. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I've been here every day just, saying, hey, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to no longer allow this. And as you all know, I am a fighter. I am a warrior. I am a queen. And so I will fight to the very end for my sons and my family.
Explain to us why this is murder, in your opinion.
Well, to me, it's murder because...
Sorry.
That's okay. Well, it's murder because you got to think about the circumstance. You got to think about the situation. My son was killed August 5th, 2016. He was visiting a friend's home. And approximately about 1:30 in the 1:30 in the afternoon, they battle rammed his door open and opened fire. And then in court, as they've been stating, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but in the video you hear a flashbang grenade goes off, maybe 2.5 minutes into the video. And then after that, you hear another round or another burst of gunfire. They're admitting that no, there was no gunfire after the flashbang grenade. But if you're watching the video, we all hear it loudly and clearly. And as you also know, these officers went upstairs and stood over my son's body and shot down into his body. And they're stating on the stand that no one went upstairs. And they're standing on that. So again, they were indicted on felony murder, aggravated assault, false statements. And that's what they've been doing the last couple of days. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to put it out there. They've been lying. And it's making me angry and upset to sit here and listen to their lies. Again, they've been indicted on felony murder, aggravated assault, burglary, false statements, oath of an officer. And no, we're not going to tolerate that in the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia. And so we're saying no to police terrorism, to police brutality, to police violence.
So, Mrs. Robinson, your son's death was on the forefront of a lot of this police brutality that we see currently. How do you think that this is indicative of an issue that exists here in Atlanta and Georgia?
So I'm not quite sure what you're asking me.
So your son was murdered in 2016.
Correct.
And now in the last 7 years, we have seen a flood of black and brown crimes against black and brown folks here in the city. Do you feel that this is just a part of a bigger issue in the city and the state as well?
Yes, it is a bigger issue. It's a large issue. And to me, I've been screaming to the top of my lungs we're at 7 years now. Why am I here? I don't want to be here. I'm tired. I've been fighting for the last 7 years. So let's say they are granted immunity. Everything that I've done thus far, what the other families have done thus far, what the community has done thus far, us being in the streets protesting, doing the 2020 uprising, it takes all of that and really throw it out the window. So that's why it's so very important for people to come out, to show up, so that we can say, no, we would no longer tolerate police brutality, police terrorism, police violence in our city. And standing behind me, I think that's City Councilman Antonio Brown. I'm sorry, where I get Brown from? I'm sorry, but standing behind, let me repeat that. Standing behind me is City Councilman Antonio Lewis. I'm going to let him speak, and if you all would like to ask him any questions, because remember I said to call your city council, your state reps. I have one right here standing with me. So Antonio Lewis, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Councilman Lewis, it seems like this is going to be a lot easier if there were body cameras on these task force officers. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of law enforcement wearing body cameras so that we can just transparent?
Anytime you ask me about law enforcement wearing body cameras, I think about my friend Oscar Kane, and he was actually murdered by a police officer who cut his camera off. Justice still hasn't been seen in that case. We're standing here in front of this courtroom today because we're seeking justice. family is seeking justice. This is a mother seeking justice right here in our city. We stood up before 2020. We stood up after 2020. We're standing here today. This is a mother here alone. She's not alone because I'm standing with her.
And Councilman Lewis, what do you hope that your support here for Mrs. Robinson will bring to the awareness here in the city, as far as the city being in support of mothers going through this process?
So when you think of rogue officers, that's a thing as an officer that just went rogue. Rogue officers cannot be tolerated in our city. We think about officers needing a different kind of training. I think this is the one city in America that can actually do it. Who else would you rather be on the city council when it's time for some change like this? When we look around, I saw a mother standing here alone. I saw her standing here alone. And that's the issue. That's the issue. The issue is that when people aren't standing here together for the long haul, when you think about what are people actually here for, when you say he got killed in East Point, they say 10 officers. How many different, 17 different officers were there? 56 shots. Nobody's here with her. I'm standing here with her. I was here with from the moment I heard about it throughout. My staff has been with her throughout, consoling her. We need more people here. We have officers who've been indicted. We got them. We got them. Where you at? We need people here now, today. That's a call out to everybody, all over the nation. We got some officers indicted right here, right now in Atlanta. We got a city councilman. I'm looking around. We got people who've done a call out to bringing people to Atlanta. Come here now today. We got officers who've been indicted. We can get them now. This is a mother who's been here asking people to come. We've been working with her, putting together rallies. Why is nobody here with her now? And that's the statement when we moving around, when we say people just came in town for certain reasons. This is justice. As a person who was born in this city, I saw murder in a different way. My mother was murdered when I was 2 years old, shot over 20 times. The man who murdered my mother did 30 years. I asked my grandmother, how did you feel? She said he felt justice. Asked my brother, how did he feel? He's looking for that man today. And so I understand this in a different kind of way. So when I ask you to come, now we got some police officers who we say, who a mother is asking for help, and she's standing here alone. Today we need help now. And we got officers who have already been indicted.
Councilman, the defense attorneys for these officers, contend that Mr. Robinson had a gun and he pointed it at the officers and that even fired 2 shots. Does that change anything?
I think we need to learn how to train officers to shoot one shot. You don't got to shoot that many times. You don't got to shoot that many times. We got to train officers how to shoot, not to shoot that many times. That was a lot of shots, man. When you think about unloading a clip, how many clips did you unload? When you think about automatic weapons. So you shouldn't shoot that many times. If somebody shoots at me, I fear for my life. I run for cover. I may shoot back. Cover, shoot back. You don't shoot that many times. And so I think that's the kind of training that we need to start talking about.
What about this case that made you want to get involved? What was it specifically?
We got a mother asking for justice. We got a mother asking for justice. That's what we got. I'm from Atlanta. My job, I don't have on my city council person pen right now. I'm down here as Antonio Lewis from Cleveland Avenue. We got a mother asking for justice. I was out here on 2020 before I was elected. I was out there with Oscar came before that. When Ferguson was happening, I was actually in D.C. trying to write a bill to declare a state of emergency in Ferguson before Mike Brown got killed. Because these are different kind of fights that we are fighting right now. So I see a mother asking for justice, and that's why I'm here. And when I leave here, you know where I'm going? I'm going to the airport to stand up with the workers who are trying to start a union against Delta. And so that's where I'm going. I leave there. I see a mother asking for justice like my grandmother seen before she died. My grandmother felt justice. And so this is a mother asking for justice to be served, and we need more people. We need more pressure on these folks to make sure that we get it done right. And that's why I'm down here.
What about the case specifically?
Yeah, and I think that I think that's going to go through itself. I think we need to put as much pressure as we can, get as much support as we can, wrap as many arms as we can around a mother who's got officers indicted. They're already in there.
What do you say to the people who don't come out because they say we see this happen time and time again and nothing's done?
I don't think that people are talking about it. I think people come out here if they knew about it. So I think people are, if the goal is to get people who murdered Mr. Robinson, we got him in there. I don't think people are talking about it. I think people watching the news, we're seeing a lot about a young thug on the news, seeing a lot about the public safety training facility on the news. Oh, we got some officers in here who killed somebody, man. That's what they said. They've indicted them on it. I think the court's gonna work themselves out, but I think we need people down here with this mother circling around her so she can feel some real love. If that's what we're doing it for, if the job is to protect black and brown bodies, right? I'm a black man who done felt it. And all my grandmother wanted to do was feel a little love. She felt justice when that man got indicted and he did 30 years. He got out of jail. He's somewhere coaching kids right now, and I'm okay with that because my grandmother felt justice.
There was a question asked earlier about the gun. The facts of the case are very important. Mina Tarabi, Director of Strategy and Policy, Jamarion Robinson Foundation. There was a question asked earlier about a gun. Let it be very, very clear right now, crystal clear. There was no gun fired from the behalf of Jamarion. There is no gunshot residue. The gun that was at the crime scene could not even be shot because it was so old that there couldn't even be a trigger test performed on that gun. Let us be very clear about these facts. Jamarion was shot over 110 times. Entry and exit wounds. 56 individual shots. 2 grenades on his body. Drugged down the stairs, left there for more than 8 hours. The officers inside, 8 hours. The officers inside took pictures with his body. Not of his body, but with his body. Like it was a trophy. So we have to put the case first, the facts of the case first. That is the truth. There was no gun. There were no shots fired. And inside there will say that it sounds like a car kicking back. It does not. Anybody who grew up anywhere can tell you that 110 shots and a car kickback sounds a lot different. And there's testimony and evidence to prove to that. Just wanted to get that clear.
Does he have a gun? Did he have a gun?
There was a gun found on the premise that could not even have a gun shot test, a trigger test performed because it was so old. The trigger wasn't even working on that gun.
Was it?
Yes.
And
It was just a gun at the apartment. Remember, he wasn't at his house.
at his girlfriend's apartment. And remember, grenades. Think about what we're talking about. Grenades.